You've been told that creating your dream life feels difficult, that it involves complex rituals, constant visualization, carefully crafted affirmations, and non-stop effort to raise your vibration. But what if I told you that quantum manifestation is surprisingly easy? So simple, in fact, that very few people ever practice it the right way. You are immersed in a quantum field right now, a field filled with endless potential, a field that responds not to how hard you try, but to your state of alignment. And yet, many approach manifestation like a battle. They attempt to force their current reality with pure will. They repeat affirmations without faith, imagine results they secretly question, and force positive thinking while their body remains tense in fear, scarcity, and stress. And this is where it all breaks down. Because in the quantum world, forcing only creates friction. Let's simplify this completely. Quantum manifestation isn't about chasing what you desire. It's about choosing the version of reality where you already have it. It's not about changing what's outside first. It's about embodying the internal frequency that magnetically attracts that world toward you. The quantum field contains every possibility: success and failure, wealth and poverty, love and loneliness, health and struggle. All of these already exist as probabilities. But here's the secret. The wave becomes your lived reality only when it meets a clear and focused observer. That's you, your awareness, your focus, your energy. These are the true creators of your reality. But most people remain trapped in cycles of fear. They dwell on what's absent. They stay tuned into the vibration of lack while hoping to attract abundance. And in the language of the quantum, this is interference, not a clear signal. You've been trained to pursue what you want, but true manifestation is stepping into the version of yourself that no longer has to chase. It's the self that remembers. I am already connected to the life I desire. The field is waiting for my clear signal. My role is not to push harder, but to become more certain. So why do most fail? Because simplicity feels uncomfortable. Because letting go feels unnatural. Because surrender feels like giving up. But here's the paradox. The moment you stop desperately needing it, the field finally allows it to come to you. Let me illustrate. Think of a time when something came with ease. Perhaps you unexpectedly met the right person, received an opportunity without seeking, or had an idea arrive when you weren't even trying. What's the common thread? You weren't clinging. You weren't forcing. You were open, aligned, and simply available. That's quantum manifestation in action, whether you noticed it or not. See, the quantum doesn't respond to words. It responds to the energy you radiate. You can declare, I am wealthy, endlessly. But if your body still transmits fear, if your heart stays tight in scarcity, if your nervous system is addicted to hardship, the field will only reflect that same chaos, not as punishment, but as precision, because it always mirrors your actual signal. So, here's the real shift. Quantum manifestation starts when you stop focusing on getting and begin focusing on being. You become the broadcast. You embody the frequency. You let your inner state guide rather than your outward effort. But this leads to the essential question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Is it just thoughts, emotions, beliefs, actions? And how do you bring these layers into harmony so they aren't giving out mixed messages? This is the point where many manifestation teachings lose strength. They concentrate on one aspect, usually thoughts or feelings, while overlooking the deeper unity of the whole system. They tell you to think positively, without releasing the pain still locked in your body. They tell you to imagine success, without dissolving the hidden self-sabotage that quietly works against you. They tell you to affirm victory even as your nervous system stays wired for failure. But the quantum responds to the complete broadcast, the fully embodied integrated signal. And this is why alignment isn't just mental effort. It's a shift of your entire body, your whole being, your entire energetic field. In the next stage of this journey, we'll uncover exactly how the quantum field operates, why the observer effect is crucial, what wave collapse really means, and how your subconscious keeps transmitting signals even when you're not aware of it. We're going to reveal the graceful mechanics behind what looks like magic, and I'll show you why manifestation succeeds most when you stop forcing it so hard. So, here's my question for you, and I encourage you to reflect on it as we move into the next section. Where in your life are you pushing so hard that you've become the very barrier you're trying to move through? Ready to go deeper into the quantum with me? Let's step further into the mystery you've been circling without even realizing. The quantum field isn't reacting to your words. It's responding to your full energetic coherence. At the core, quantum manifestation is not simply about thoughts, not only about emotions, not even just about actions. It's about bringing all three into a unified frequency that the field can detect without distortion. Think of the quantum field as a cosmic interpreter. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions line up, the message is clear, the frequency is steady, and the field reflects it back almost instantly. But when you think one thing, feel another, and act in ways that don't match. The message becomes confused. The field mirrors not clarity, but chaos. This is where the observer effect matters, a foundation of quantum physics. At the quantum scale, particles exist as pure potential, what's called the wave function. But the moment an observer, that's you, focuses on one possibility, that wave collapses into a fixed outcome. Reality forms. Choices solidify. The invisible becomes visible. But here's the twist. The observer isn't just your conscious mind. It's also your hidden subconscious. This means even if you consciously want abundance, if your subconscious is wired for fear, scarcity, or survival, the field tunes into that hidden broadcast. Your subconscious then becomes the real observer, locking in a timeline you never consciously selected. That's why so many feel trapped. They align their surface mind while ignoring the deeper programs running underneath. And in the quantum, the subconscious nearly always prevails. But it's even more intriguing. Researchers like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have shown that the heart generates an electromagnetic field far stronger than the brain's. This heart field radiates outward, interacting with the wider quantum field around you. When heart and brain enter coherence, you send a powerful unified signal. When they fall out of sync, the broadcast weakens and becomes scattered. This explains why trying to manifest with the mind alone so often fails. Without the emotional resonance, the lived feeling of alignment, the field receives no clear frequency to reflect back to you. And this is where most people slip. They attempt to think their way into change, when the truth is they must feel their way into alignment. You cannot simply tell the field what you want. You must embody the vibrational match to it. That requires tuning your body, breath, nervous system, beliefs, and daily choices into complete harmony. It's not a one-time ritual. It's an ongoing living practice. Let's bring this into perspective with a real-world example. Imagine you want to call in love. You can repeat affirmations, create vision boards, picture your dream partner. But if deep inside you hold old wounds of unworthiness, if your body expects rejection, if your heart is guarded and scared to open, the quantum senses that tension. It reads the mismatch and reflects back more craving, more searching, more almost but not quite connections. It's not that the universe is punishing you. It's that it mirrors with precision your strongest frequency. So what's the real shift? The shift is moving into coherence, into feeling whole right now, into practicing the emotions of what you desire before it arrives, into embodying the state of already having it, so the field can collapse that version of reality into physical form. You become the frequency first, and the experience naturally follows. Now this might seem complicated, but here's the deeper truth. The less you try to control the outcome, and the more you regulate your inner state, the quicker the quantum responds. This is why the title of this video says it's simple, yet very few actually do it. Because the human mind loves to complicate. We want endless steps, quick hacks, guaranteed formulas. But the quantum is not a machine. It's a mirror, a partner in dance, alive, responsive, intelligent, and it's waiting for you to meet it with steady, embodied presence. So, here's my invitation into practice. Take a slow breath right now. Notice how your body feels as you hear this. Notice where you hold tension. Notice the background stories quietly running. And just for a moment, soften, loosen your grip. Release the need to fix, control, or figure it all out. Let it gently dissolve. Feel the power of being okay here and now without needing anything to change. This is the point where your power truly begins. Before we move forward, I invite you into something that anchors this shift. If you feel recognition stirring, if something inside you is lighting up, hit that subscribe button. Join this space, this dialogue, this community. And in the comments, share one word. The energy you want to embody this week. Maybe it's trust. Maybe it's ease. Maybe it's joy. Whatever comes first, that's your signal. Share it. Name it. Let it become real. Because naming begins the process of aligning with it. Are you ready to explore why no one talks about this side of manifestation? The side so simple it feels like cheating. Shall we move into the next layer? Why is it that so few actually practice this? Why, despite books, courses, endless videos, do so many remain stuck, frustrated, and disappointed? The answer is simple yet uncomfortable. Letting go feels unnatural. The human mind is addicted to control. We've been conditioned to think the more we struggle, the more we deserve. That hard work equals worth. That effort is the path to success. So when we meet a system like quantum manifestation, where the key is alignment, coherence, and surrender, it disrupts our old programming. We keep trying to force results, even though force itself sends the signal of mistrust to the field. Let's break this down. Most who fail at manifestation are stuck in the control trap. They visualize wealth, but check their bank account with worry. They script love, but obsess over dating apps. They affirm health, but scan their body in fear. In doing so, they send signals of mistrust. They affirm one thing consciously, but project the opposite unconsciously. Why does this matter? Because the quantum field doesn't understand English or any human language. It speaks only the language of energy, and energy never lies. You can say all the right words, but if your nervous system braces for loss, your mind loops in doubt, and your body runs on cortisol, the field responds to that deeper frequency. This is why so many people feel drained. They're doing everything but from a place of scarcity and lack, and so they repeat the cycle. They manifest more waiting, more effort, more searching, because energetically they remain in the timeline of trying. They're not living in the vibration of having, but in the constant effort of trying to get. And here's the subtle truth. The subconscious governs about 95% of your life. It's the autopilot shaping your habits, beliefs, reactions, and even your sense of identity. You may want breakthrough consciously, but if your subconscious holds old stories like, "I'm not enough," or "life never works," those scripts collapse the wave into old repeated outcomes. This is why affirmations without embodiment feel hollow. This is why visualizations without nervous system regulation collapse. This is why actions without aligned identity end in burnout. So, what's the way forward? First, understand quantum manifestation isn't a side tool. It's a reset of your whole system. It's about becoming the version of yourself that already lives in the timeline you desire. For example, to manifest abundance, practice feeling abundant. Not someday, not later, but now. You treat yourself with generosity, with presence, with care. You stop micromanaging results and focus on embodying the signal of trust. If you want love, practice self-love now. Open your heart. Become the partner you want to attract. If you want health, stop obsessing over symptoms. Celebrate what works. Guide your body gently into vitality with gratitude and respect. And here's the paradox. When you stop needing it so much, it comes faster. Not as a test, but because you're no longer the resistance. So, where are you holding on so tight you've become the block you're trying to remove? What would change if you loosened your grip by just 10%? Pause with that. This isn't passivity. It's shifting from control to co-creation, and that subtle shift is where quantum manifestation truly works. In the next block, we'll talk about practices that realign your system, regulate your state, and make your signal clear to the quantum field. We'll see how to release resistance without bypassing real emotions, how to build trust with your subconscious, and how to step into the timeline that is already yours. So here's your reflection. Where in life are you gripping so hard that you've become your own barrier? So, here we stand at the edge of the most powerful truth in manifestation, the one hidden in plain sight. It's this: you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. This is not just inspiration, it's a law that shapes how the quantum field engages with you. The field doesn't respond to vision boards or pretty affirmations. It responds to the vibration you bring into every thought, every room, every moment. And that signal is built step by step, not in what you're doing, but in how you're being. Let me use a metaphor. Imagine you're a radio. If you want jazz, you don't demand jazz while staying tuned to a metal station. You shift the dial. You tune into the right frequency. Quantum manifestation is the same. You can't attract a timeline while vibrating in the energy of the one you're trying to leave behind. So, how do you change the dial? You begin by noticing your present frequency. Not just what you think, but how you feel. How do you breathe under stress? What stories loop in the back of your mind? Most people aren't manifesting consciously. They're manifesting on autopilot, repeating the same reactions, the same energetic broadcast, and the field reflects it back with precision. The shift begins when you interrupt the pattern. Not with force, but with small embodied practices. It could be as simple as one deep breath in anxiety, as gentle as a hand on your heart in doubt, as brave as asking, what would the me who already has this do? And then taking that one small aligned step. Because here's the truth, the field doesn't need perfection, it just needs coherence. Coherence is when thoughts, feelings, and actions move as one. It's when you stop saying one thing, feeling another, and doing something completely different. It's when your whole being hums with a unified signal, and that pulls reality towards you. But let's get practical. To embody abundance, practice generosity. Train your body to feel, I have enough, even before your bank account catches up. If you want love, practice vulnerability. Open your heart in small ways. Be the safe space you're hoping to find in someone else. If you want health, practice presence. Listen to your body. Feed, move, and rest it with respect, not punishment. This is the simple path. Few walk it because it asks you to become the frequency before evidence shows up. And this leads to one misunderstood piece: emotional regulation. People think manifestation means feeling good all the time. It's not. It means feeling fully and realigning when you wobble. This means welcoming emotions instead of bypassing them. It means holding space for fear without letting it steer the car. It means developing emotional fluency so you ride the waves without sinking. Here's the truth. You will stumble. You will doubt. You will feel the pull of the old timeline. That's okay. The power isn't in never falling. It's in how you return. So here's my invitation. Take a breath. Notice your state. Ask, which timeline am I tuned to now? Fear or trust? Lack or abundance? Is it waiting or is it already here? No judgment, just awareness. Awareness itself creates choice, and choice opens the door to coherence. In the next block, we'll integrate all of this into daily practice. How to handle setbacks gracefully, and how to maintain the frequency that bends reality toward your dream timeline. But before we continue, thank you for being here. If you feel lit up, seen, or shifting, press subscribe, join the space, and in the comments, name one word of your intention. Maybe it's allow, expand, or flow. Whatever comes is your signal to the field. Here we are at the final truth. Manifestation isn't performance. It's practice. It's not a one-time mastery. It's lived moment to moment. So many get stuck thinking manifestation is about more doing, more hacks, more formulas. But the real masters aren't those with many techniques. They're the ones who can bring themselves back into alignment again and again. Because challenges will come. Old fears will whisper. The past will try to pull. And in those times, you'll feel the urge to control, to force, to push. But mastery is staying in trust even before evidence shows up. Can you hold "it's already done" while the world looks the same? Can you stay so anchored in the new timeline that the old loses its grip? This is embodiment, and it's non-negotiable. So, let's make it practical. Each morning, before your phone, take a breath and ask, what frequency am I living today? Is it fear or trust? Scarcity or abundance? Control or flow? Throughout the day, let your body guide you. It will signal when you slip out of alignment. You'll notice the tension, the contraction, the tight grip. And in those moments, there's no need to shame yourself or spiral into negativity. All that's required is awareness, a deep breath, and gentle recalibration. Ask yourself, what would the version of me, already living in my desired timeline, choose right now? Then, take just one small aligned action from that place. At night, before drifting into sleep, replay your day, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Where did you wobble? Where did you align? Where did you witness your own power? Gratitude amplifies coherence. Celebrate even the tiniest wins. Here's what many overlook. Community matters. We are social, energetic beings who naturally co-regulate with the people around us. When you surround yourself with those practicing coherence, playing in the quantum field, and embodying alignment, your system entrains to their vibration. That's why it's vital to curate your environment, not only physically, but energetically. Seek out the voices, spaces, and communities that remind you of who you are becoming. Fill your field with cues from your chosen timeline. Let your external world serve as a mirror and ally to your internal practice. And remember, there is no finish line. The point isn't to arrive and stop, but to live inside a continuous unfolding, to stand at the living edge of your own evolution. This journey isn't about merely manifesting things. It's about becoming the kind of being who lives as a conscious creator, a co-creator, an active participant in shaping reality. Because here's the most beautiful truth. The quantum field isn't separate from you. It's not something you manipulate from afar. You are entangled with it. You are the field, the wave, the observer, and the observed. So when you tune your frequency, you're not asking life to meet you halfway. You're becoming the very version of life you've been longing for. And I leave you with this invitation. In the comments, share one word that captures the energy you're choosing to carry forward after this video. Maybe it's alignment. Maybe it's ease. Maybe it's power. Or maybe it's something entirely your own. Let that single word be your quantum seed, planted not just here, but deep within yourself. If this video stirred something within you, if you felt a shift, a remembering, or a spark, I warmly invite you to subscribe. This is more than a channel. It's a living space, a gathering point for those ready to step fully into their creative power. When you subscribe, you're not simply joining a list. You're joining a movement of minds and hearts reshaping what's possible. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for your presence, your attention, your energy. You are not just a viewer. You are a participant in this unfolding. Keep tuning, keep aligning, keep playing in the field.